If I was good enough to add special effects, I would. Spider-Man Far From Home is directed by John Watts and stars Tom Holland as the titular character, the web-slinger, the Spider-Man himself. And we follow Peter as he's going on vacation to Europe with his classmates and him following the events of Avengers Endgame. And don't worry, no spoilers, but there might be some spoilers for Endgame if you haven't seen that, so make sure you watch that before you've seen this. And what are you doing with life? Because everybody saw that. Anyways, we follow Peter as he's trying to be more of a high school kid. He's trying to live out his high school career, if you will. Ugh, that's kind of a dumb way to put it. But there's part of this movie where he just wants to go out and have fun and be with this girl that he really likes, and he just can't. He has to do the responsible things. And I guess that's relatable in life, you know. You don't really want to have more responsibility as you grow up, but you kind of have to grow to meet that. And a lot of Spider-Man movies have done this, or just plain superhero movies, that you can't really have that. And he tries to balance both of it, and it's really entertaining, and I think it's a really good arc for his character. I have seen that in other movies before, but it felt fresh to me. He's really great in this role. I think he is the best Spider-Man. He's better than Tobey Maguire. He's better than Andrew Garfield. They both look like they were 40 in high school, so there you go. And he actually looks like he's 15, 16, 17, whatever he is. But in reality, he's my own age, and I guess that's kind of weird. The action in this movie is great as well. I'm not going to get into spoilers. I have to be very vague with this film because a lot of people might expect something to happen, and they might already know. Like I did, I knew exactly what was going to happen with specific characters, and that's all right. You know, I didn't think that was necessarily a fault of it. I thought it was kind of dumb that they were trying to hold that from people, but I think it worked out. And I think when the twist happens in this film, it's well done and well deserved, and I think most people will like it. I think it might be a little over the top, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think this is a good companion piece to Homecoming. I think what they do well is to make a bridge from Homecoming to Far From Home, and also from Far From Home to Avengers Endgame as well. And I think they do a great job with that. There's really funny moments in this film. I will say, however, there are a lot of over-the-top characters and just unrealistic characters, like almost like The Office. You know, say what you will, you might love it, you might hate it. I'm kind of in between. I think it's a good TV show, but there are very over-the-top characters, and it kind of gets old after a little bit. So there are a few of those in this movie. I think it is a little bit of a flaw. I enjoyed it, though, for what it was. There was parts of the movie where they played on humor a little bit too much, where it almost felt slapstick, which I didn't enjoy as much. Jake Gyllenhaal is great in this film. He's really having fun with this movie. I really like him ever since a lot of different movies, but especially since Nightcrawler. I think this guy is a genius, and I want to see him in a lot more stuff. And I just want him to win an Oscar. Like, he got screwed for Nightcrawler, but he's not going to win anything here. It's a superhero movie, but come on. But Jake Gyllenhaal, like I said, he's having a lot of fun in this film. He's acting it really well. He's a really good character as well. I'm treading lightly. I don't want to spoil anything with his character specifically, because there is a lot of mystery. There is a lot of mysterio, if you will. As for the villain of this film, the elementals play a role. There are other things that go on as well. I think, however, Homecoming had a better villain. I loved freaking Vulture. I love Michael Keaton as the Vulture. There was a really good, if you haven't seen that, you know, the twist in that movie was mind-blowing to me, I guess. It's not even that big of a twist, but I really liked it. I didn't expect it, and I think that movie does better. But I think this movie has a little bit of more urgency than Homecoming. It always feels like Spider-Man is under pressure. He's really trying to make decisions as he goes, and I really love that. There are parts in this movie that are quite... I don't know how to describe it. It's just like you're in the perspective of a certain character and you don't know exactly what's going on, and I loved it. every second of it. It made me so happy, and it gave me a lot of anxiety going through it, and it really made me think, like, how can Spider-Man get out of this? And I thought they did a really good job with that. One thing I didn't love about this character, and I could be wrong, I haven't watched Homecoming in a while, so I'm sorry, but Zendaya's character felt very different in this film. And the funny thing is that I liked her more in this film. I liked her character, because in this film, she seems more shy and just timid and just completely anxious throughout the whole film. But in Homecoming, she seems just very, like, brooding, gothic, and just kind of just... Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, but her character just doesn't seem to care. She seemed to thrive on people's discomfort and just seemed to have a sort of confidence in people that she just didn't care. And I guess there are certain angsty aspects of this film that could change that, and like Twitterpation and just being blinded by a certain someone, I guess, could change somebody. But again, it seemed very different, although I liked her more in this character. I just feel like there might be a slight inconsistency or departure of her character from Homecoming, which I'm actually happy about. So as for this film, it's a good thing. But as for the Spider-Man trilogy or whatever they're going to go with this, I don't think it's that great. I need to rewatch Homecoming to see if there is any points of that. And I'm interested to see if it does kind of line up as, you know, that bridge between Homecoming and Far From Home with her character. Again, I think this movie was charming. I think it was very funny. I thought it was cute in a weird way. You know, you look back at yourself in high school, you're like, yeah, cute. I think that's the wrong word, but it's just like, you look back at yourself and it's almost embarrassing to watch yourself go through some of these things. And I really appreciated that. And I like how a movie can be small and doesn't have to be a world-ending thing, but it can be intimate. It can have characters. It can have kids in high school where, you know, where we can all relate to that at one point or another. But yes, Spider-Man Homecoming. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I appreciate this movie. I think it wouldn't be my favorite MCU movie by all means. I think I like Winter Soldier better. I like Guardians better. I think I like Iron Man better. But it reminded me of Iron Man, and I think it did a good job. And if I had to choose one word for this movie, I thought it was charming.
I'm here in St. Marco Polo's. Oh!
At the end of the day, I think the action was good. I thought the characters were great. I think the comedy was hit or miss. I think they took an interesting direction. There is a post-credit scene that kind of changes the ballgame, and I loved it. And I'm interested to see what people think about this, especially with a casting of a character, without spoiling anything. But thank you so much for watching this video. You can also check out my Instagram, Oakley B Cinema, where I've been posting a movie of the day for the last 26 days or 27 days or whatever it is. I've been doing it for each year that's ever released a movie, and we'll see how long I can go with that before I mess it up and repost another year. But thank you so much. Again, you can also subscribe down below. You can check out my Midsommar review, my Rocket Man review, and then I'm also going to do Stranger Things coming up. I got to finish that though. I haven't really got to it. I've been too busy. Thank you again for letting me share my love of cinema with you, and I would really appreciate if you comment and let me know what you guys think, and let's have a conversation about movies. I always love talking movies. That's like the main thing I talk about in life. So, alright guys, thank you so much. Have a good one.